Welcome back, everybody. And I got this out earlier and drove it around a little bit. Come home and I said I was going to go ahead and take this GT tail light out of the car. Well, if you don't know, when you have one of these cars, you can take out these 4 center studs right here, and you don't have to drill holes all in your car. So, as a surprise, I got the tail light out of this thing, and this is the second time I've took this out. And not only does it have the holes for the regular filler trim panel that was in there, they had masking tape stuck over these and some kind of putty on the back side. The holes from back in the day when I had one of these emblems mounted back here is still here. So just to show you all that, I drilled these holes probably 20 years ago. Now, keep in mind this car's been painted since then. Look there. So, what I'm going to do, now that I got to weld a bunch of holes up and do some body work back here, I'm going to take the taillights out of the green car, and I'm going to put them in this car. Like I said before, this car's not a GT, and we're getting rid of this GT stuff, other than the hood, which I personally put on this car back in, I don't know, 94, 95. So, let's get busy. Alright. Taillights are really easy to take out of these cars. GT taillight is no exception in stock form. Basically, you got 4 screws here that hold your taillight housing in. GT car will have 4 more on your back panel back here. And then you got 4 on this side that come out. And then these will come out this way, and your bezels will come out, you know, the other way. So, I'm going to take the taillights out. I've had GT taillight on and off in and out of this car many times. Notice there's no holes drilled here. So, you know, let's get busy. And when you get your tail light out, this is what you're going to end up with. Hopefully, and you won't have a mess full of holes. So, I'm going to go ahead and take this other tail light out, and then I'll pop back in when I go put the other one back in. Alright, I just stuck them in there. They're not even bolted in, but kind of gives you an idea. What's going to go on here. Obviously, I'm going to paint this center section again. Don't know if I'm going to paint it red or if I'm going to black it all out. Probably black it all out like this car, because I like the look. So, I'm going to start trying to get the GT taillight in my green car, and we'll go from there. Alright, I got her bezel stuck up to the car. Note that I did not even take the cobra rim off. It fits over top of it. I got one tail light just kind of started there just to hold it in. But basically, you know, you're going to reverse your installation on your tail lights. And note that this isn't factory. This car has an EFI tank in it, and that is a new vent. So, but if you don't butcher your cars up, you can do stuff like this. You can change stuff around, or, you know, however you feel fit. I've got a few of these GT taillights, and I've got a lot of bezels and lots of lenses. So I've never really seen the sense in cutting the car up to fit something that will go on without a bunch of modifications. But this is a case where, you know, my other car kind of, after it left me, kind of got some finger screwing going on. So hold with me for a second. It's kind of hard because this car is sitting on a hill right now. So there we go. But basically, your GT tail light will just line up, and you can line it up on the outside. And you also notice I'm not hammering these down. They don't have to be super tight. They're not going to fall out. So basically, that was literally all it takes. Just a few minutes of changing, and you can swap your tail lights around without drilling holes. Who knew? But I'm gonna get back busy here, and I'm gonna clean up a little bit in the trunk while I'm here and think about how I'm addressing this over here. So be back here in just a moment. And alright, for illustration purposes, I put back the factory, which is actually factory for this car, filler panel that covers the center section of the rear valance here. So I'm not putting this back on. It's just one I had just to show you the difference between what a sports roof came with from the factory, which obviously the bezels had the chrome with the blackout to match the center panel. But my car is a factory sports roof car. It is not a GT. So it would look like this from the factory, other than, like I said, the chrome. It would have chrome bumpers. And that's your GT tail light. So I like them. But I'm going to slowly work on putting this car back kind of like I had it. Because, you know, it ain't no fun having a car that somebody else changed a bunch of stuff on. So, basically, I'm going to weld all them holes up for this. And once again, we got a vent hose that I got pulled out here, which is not factory because our tank is not factory. So, just another thing that I'm changing. I told y'all I was going to change a bunch of stuff on this car, and that's what I'm doing. Before it's over with, I might paint it back yellow. We'll see what happens. But like I said, I got a surprise over in the boxes. Waiting on a few more pieces before I show y'all that. I got some body work to do here. So all you can do is kind of plug it along. So I'll be back here in just a moment. Alright, and I got that put back up, and it's home, which is literally over in the window where it's been for quite a while now. So I want to call this video at this point, more or less because I got to do some body work here. And I might pop in with another video in a couple days of me welding holes up, and we'll body work this rear panel. So until then, 500 subscribers, and we'll do some kind of cool giveaway. We're super close to that. So make sure you like this stuff, share it with your friends. Most importantly, subscribe. At 1,000, I'm going to give even something cooler and bigger away. And, you know, I'm going to take Project Phoenix to No Name Nationals if I can get all its little teething bugs worked out. If not, we're going to drive this car. Because, in reality, it's a lot more fun to drive. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow.